A smart padlock that's tough too. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the Igloohome Smart Padlock 2. Now, I reviewed their first generation smart padlock many years ago, and this is a nice upgrade to that. So, most importantly, it's a really tough upgrade. It's made out of zinc alloy and stainless steel, and the shackle, the most important part, is hardened steel with chrome plating on it, so it is pretty tough. It also matches mill standard 810H for reliability and toughness. It is in fact IPX7, so if you have this and your property gets flooded and it ends up underwater and then the waters recede, it's gonna be fine. It can handle the worst and toughest conditions. Temperature-wise, it can operate from -20 Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, which for Americans is -4 Fahrenheit to 122 Fahrenheit. I think if this is an 122 degree environment, it's going to be pretty hot to touch, so you want to be careful there. So, has Bluetooth 5.0, because that's the smart part, right? So it actually works with an app. The Igloohome has its own app that you can put onto an Android or an iPhone. This is an iPhone, and then that gives you all the controls you need. Now, it's Bluetooth, so it has Bluetooth range. So your phone's going to need to be within about 10 or 15 feet to be able to operate and manage the lock. And you think, that's not going to be very useful if I'm going to use this to lock my summer home when I'm done for the season. Enter the Igloohome Bridge. That's what this is. This is a separate device that you can buy or not, but you'll probably want it. And what it does is it actually interfaces between Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So you set this up again in the same app, get it onto your Wi-Fi network, and now it's radiating Bluetooth, and it will pair with any device that you want. And you set it all up, and then this has to be within probably like 5 or 10 feet of this, and this plugs into the wall. So this might be something where it's on the outside of your shed, and just inside on the first power plug you have the bridge. That works perfectly well. And then this gives you access from anywhere. You can be 200 miles away and you can remote unlock this or add a new PIN code so someone can then be able to unlock it and get in. So really pretty fantastic. Now you can also set it so that if someone's punching in random numbers, after a certain number of tries, it's going to actually disable itself for a period of time and they'll have to wait. Why do you do that? Because that stops people doing what's known as a brute force attack, where you're just like, well, I watched him enter the code. I know it's only 3 digits. That's not that hard. 111, 112, 113, 114. I mean, I can't imagine doing that, but maybe if you're really desperate to get in, that would be something you'd want to do. But this will stymie you. This will not let you do that. So it is a rechargeable battery. On the bottom is a USB-C plug. So you'll want to plug it in and charge it. It takes about an hour for a full charge, and that should run you about 9 months. The lock will actually warn you if it's running low on battery, and the app will also tell you if it's running low on battery, and you'll say, well, looks like next time we go up to the cabin, honey, we're going to have to charge our padlock again. Easy enough. If you get to your cabin or you get to this and it's completely dead, you can actually plug in an external battery like a phone charger, plug that into this, and that's enough to give it like a little jump start so you'll be able to actually unlock it. So they've really thought this through. It's really pretty slick. So I've given you all the specs, and I'll tell you it is big and heavy. It is 2.2 by 3 by 1.5 inches. That's the main base here. And it's 1.1 pounds because there's a lot of smarts in this thing. Now, turns out there's 2 versions. So this is the Smart Padlock 2. And the company also sent me their Smart Padlock 2E. And the 2E's even tougher. And it's even more capable, but it's also more expensive. The E stands for enterprise. So if you need to have control over 100 padlocks because you're managing a storage center or something, the enterprise edition will be an absolute godsend for you. But for us mortals, us people that just need a lock, this is the way to go. it's less expensive, and it's still pretty darn tough and pretty durable. Now, what I have done is I have not paired it, and I thought it would be fun for us to try a live demo. Yeah, live demos, you never know what's going to happen, but I thought I'd do a live demo and pair it, and then have us actually enter a code and then actually enter it on the padlock. So let's start out in the Igloohome app, and I can show you, I've already logged in, so if I go to account settings, you can see I'm logged in. That's helpful. And then when I go back to home, you can see that I already have 3 different Igloohome devices. So I've actually looked at more than just their first generation smart padlock, but none of those are what we want to be working with. So all of that we're going to ignore, because we're going to go back to that menu on the top left, and we're going to say add and manage, and we're going to add lock. And now it's looking for a lock. I have to wake this up. This is in shipment mode, so I have to push and hold the padlock button for 5 seconds. Normally you won't have to do that. This is just while it's in shipment mode. But now it's awake, and you can see the app has already seen it, so we'll pair. And let's see, we'll call it Pad 2. I'm tempted to call it Pad Thai, but maybe that's because I'm hungry, so maybe we don't need to worry about that. I'm going to specify it's going to be in my home. I'm going to finish pairing, and with any luck, we'll see how this demo goes, but with any luck, it should pair and create it as a new lock that I can then program. Oh, that sounded promising. And let's see, there are some LEDs on the front here. I don't see any of them illuminating yet. Pairing complete. All right, and it's going to check for firmware updates. And let's see, looks like we're good with version. You guys, you got to get a little bit bigger version numbers. Version 00.00.00.08 makes me feel like it's still beta testing, but that's okay, because it's here, and now we have the lock, and you can see it's at 92% charge, and it last synced just a moment ago. So now let's unlock it remotely. And unlocked. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. Now if I close it, it automatically locks, so you don't really need to push the lock button. That's a feature you can turn off if you want, but what I want to do is I want to go into settings, and let's see. So here's where I can see the lock name, and auto unlock is disabled. That makes sense. Auto lock is turned on. I can turn that off if I want. You can see all of the different options here. Notice you can change the volume. If you don't want to have the beeps make any sound, you can change that. That's easy enough. And let's go ahead and go into access. And now what I want to do is I apparently have a master pin code. Okay, so we have that. So now you've seen that too. I'm not going to do that. Let's go ahead and add another one, because that's way too complicated. So I'm going to do create access, and we'll do a pin code. And let's see, we'll call this test. And for the pin code, we will apply, let's see, so it's a pin code. And now, let's see, we want to do generate a random. We'll do custom via Bluetooth, 4 digits. Great. So I'm going to do the world's worst padlock code, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And I'm going to let it be permanent. And it will start as soon as I've created access. And pin created, and I can share it with someone. So that might be a way that I send it to a colleague, but let's just try it. So it's locked. And now I'm going to just push 1, 2, 3, 4, and then lock. And then I got that feedback, and it's unlocked. It's that easy. And now let's see if in the logs, so created pin code, let's see, it hasn't synchronized yet to get the actual unlock event, but if I do the sync, we'll just continue that, and getting battery info, fixing time drifts, that's interesting, sync complete, and let's see, so there we go. So now you can see all the events that occurred, right, including unlocked via permanent pin code test. So it's even telling me which pin code was used when this was locked. or unlocked, I should say. And now it's locked, and now we're good to go. And that's really everything. There's some nuances. I could hook it up to the bridge so that I can access it via Wi-Fi, but suffice to say, it's that easy and it's that straightforward to use this padlock and to work with it in a variety of different situations. I'm really a fan. I think Igloohome has done a really nice job. Now, I'm going to turn off the recording here. And one thing I did learn during my testing is that when you go and log in, you'll probably want to log in, get all your accounts set up, log out, and then log in again. And then it will actually work properly. Because the first time I went through, what was happening was that it was logging me in, but then as soon as I tried to add a new padlock, it then asked me to log in again. And it was like, I think I'm already logged in. So simple solution if you encounter that experience yourself, which is simply to log out and log in again. And that was easy. And in terms of working with the bridge, they have tutorials on their website. Should be easy. Again, understand the constraint is it's Bluetooth. So you need to have it pretty close to the padlock. Probably not this close, but the closer it is, the more reliable that connection is going to be. And I think a lot of people misunderstand that, and they think that this can be anywhere in your facility. So if you have a warehouse, you might have that all the way across the building 700 feet away. It's not going to work. No Bluetooth works for 700 feet. Even this, which uses Bluetooth 5.0, which is the latest standard. So know what you're getting into, know its constraints, know its capabilities, know that this is a ridiculously tough and really cool padlock that gives you so many different ways to customize it through the app. I'm a fan, in case that's not obvious, and we'll definitely be using this. We have various things that need to be padlocked at times, and this is a really fun way to do it. So we do need to talk about the price. But before we get to the price, if you're a regular viewer, you know what I'm about to say. Subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and click on the bell icon so you get notifications. Give me a thumbs up or a like. I sure appreciate when you do that. Great. Now, this is the Igloohome Smart Padlock 2, and it's $159 at Amazon.com. Kind of spendy, but it's a super smart device. This would be perfectly fine for you to use with Airbnb. In fact, Igloohome's app integrates with the Airbnb software, so there's even ways to make that really easy. So really powerful and very capable device. If you want to have access to it from anywhere in the world via the internet, then you'll also need an Igloohome Bridge, and this is $75. So it's about $225 all told, but it's a remarkably powerful and smart device. And most importantly, when we're talking about things like security and locks, it's also super tough. It's easily immersed in water. You could run this thing over, someone can take a hammer to it, and it's still going to stay locked and it's going to stay ready to go. So that's pretty darn important. That's all I got. I'm going to go and change that master code. Sorry if you noticed it. It's not going to work. And that's all I got. So I'll hope to catch you in my next video.